Klien Witty Chiwit Mai, the new normal. That phrase really terrifies me because it implies that life is going to be like this forevermore, and that really isn't a good prospect. Today we're in the Thung Sao area of Hat Yai, and on my previous walk around videos it's been mainly tourist areas, and of course with COVID there's no tourists at the moment, so they're really dead. This area is a lot more residential, so today I'm expecting to see a lot more people than just around the sort of central tourist district around Lee Gardens Plaza. Regarding etymology, the Tung in Thung Sao isn't the Tung meaning bag, it has a different tone. And in Thai, one thing can have several words, and one word can mean several things. And Tung, for Thung Sao, actually means field. It's one of the words for field. The word I'm more familiar with is Sanam. And Sao is one of those words, it's a single word that has many meanings. So this electricity pole here will be a Sao, and a column supporting a building will be a Sao. So the meaning is sort of field pole. So maybe in the past it was just a field with a pole in it. When I first got to Hat Yai, all the tourists wanted to be around Lee Gardens Plaza, and there was nothing here really apart from like residential housing. But then when Central Festival opened, everyone then wanted to be near Central Festival, and this place happens to be quite near Central Festival. So it had a bit of a renaissance, and some hotels and guest houses have now opened, and under normal circumstances, without COVID, there are now a lot more tourists in this area. In addition to housing, there's a lot of restaurants, mini marts, shops, and there's a kind of traditional Thai market. And this area sort of caters to the people on the lower end of the socio-economic scale, and things tend to be a lot cheaper. But just recently I bought some eyeglasses from this shop, and they were a lot cheaper than had I bought them in the middle of town. The bus station is also in this area, so the plan is to walk up to the bus station. We'll take a look around that area. There's also quite a few little back street car repair places. My wife's brother actually owns one of those places. And then a bit further up there are quite a number of computer shops, so if you're in the market for computer or computer accessories, this is actually quite a good area. So we'll just continue walking along to the bus station. There are also quite a few useful little shops around here. This one cuts keys. And yeah, it's video. And last time I came, I got talking to a lady here, and she keeps 9 cats. And as you know from the last video, I love cats, so I spent quite a long time here talking to her and meeting her feline friends. This one up here is really friendly. A friendly boy. The Thung Sao mansion apartment building has been here for years, but in recent years a few new hotels and apartment buildings have sprung up, and now there's quite a few accommodation options around this area. And it's also quite close to the Diana department store. So on this road, if you take one of the roads left, you'll go towards Diana department store. So nowadays it's really quite a good area to be in because it's so near to the places that everyone wants to go to. With business in Hat Yai so bad at the moment, there are a lot of businesses for sale or to take over. This sign here, Seng Duan. Seng is like to take over, so they don't want to outrightly sell it, they just want someone to take over the business, and Duan is sort of urgently. So this Japanese restaurant is closed, but just a little bit further up there's another rather good Japanese restaurant. Japanese food is popular in Thailand, as is Korean food, and if you want the best and the cleanest, it's best to go to one of the branches of the Fuji chain. There's quite a number in Hat Yai. It's immaculately clean, the food's good, but it's quite expensive. But if you want to get Japanese food on a smaller budget, there are a number of restaurants that sell good food for a lot less, and this is one of them. To be honest, and I do try to be honest in my videos, I wouldn't want to live in this area for a number of reasons, but it's interesting to walk around, and much of Hat Yai has changed beyond recognition in the last 20 years, but this is one area that's still basically the same, so it still gives you a good idea of what Hat Yai was like in the past. Here, this is the soi where my wife's brother has a car repair shop, and it also leads up to the bus station. And there are a lot of these little backstreet car repair places in Thailand, and normally with my car I take it to the Ford main dealer. They do a pretty good job, but they're quite expensive. So on one occasion I thought, oh, I'd try one of these small backstreet places, and it was an absolute nightmare. The problem was with the idle. The idle was too low, and the car kept stalling. And to try to fix it, the guy decided to mount the idle air control backwards, which is just ridiculous. And the wiring loom wasn't long enough to do this, so he just cut the wiring loom and then put some more wiring in there to make it longer. And when he had finished hacking around my wiring loom, he put the valve on backwards, and it was just terrible. It idled at about 4,000 revs. So I'm very, very reluctant to go back to one of these places. However, I do trust my wife's brother, and he services my wife's car, just changes the oil and checks it over, and it's a lot cheaper than the local Honda dealer. I think his shop is open today. Here it is, and he just owns a piece of land opposite where he keeps some cars. And no cars being worked on at the moment. Aha. Sorry, crab. Peace out. One need done tia Thai video crab. Sorry, crab. This is Hat Yai bus station, where you can catch a bus or a minivan. We'll go and look inside in a few minutes. And just opposite we have, there's a gold shop here. There's a number of restaurants, mini marts and guest houses. So in the old days, when there were lots of backpackers coming through, either going up into Thailand from Malaysia, or from Thailand down into Malaysia and Singapore, and they might need to stay a night in Hat Yai, so there's places around here where they could stay, and if they had an early bus the next morning, it was convenient to be here. But now, like everywhere else, it's very, very quiet. Right, let's see if I can get in the bus station. I'm wearing a mask, so I should be okay. How old? Thung Sao ที่ไหนครับ Thung Sao เข้าไปเลย Thung Sao ที่นี่ โอเค กับข้าวขอตั้งกับข้าวขอตั้งใต้สิไปลงของบ้านโย่กับข้าวแน่ๆ Very quiet. So we got here, we got Samui, got Samui, Phuket, Nakhon Si Thammarat. So this is where you buy your tickets for those places. Oh, Rot Tu. So this Rot Tu is minivan. When I first got to Hat Yai, the minivans to various places went from all different locations. So for example, if you wanted to go to Nakhon Si Thammarat, you would have to go to the corner of this road and this road to get a minivan, and Tung, Krabi, everywhere. You had to know exactly where to get the minivans. And then a few years ago, they built a minivan station in Hat Yai. So now there are just 2 locations where minivans depart from. So depending where you want to go, you either come here or you go to the minivan station in Hat Yai. So what have we got here? Oh yeah, there is some English, but it's not all in English. So Betong, that's in Yala province. Tale Noi in Patalung. Here we've got Merkri, Hualuk, Bangao, Khao Chai Som. Khao Chai Son. I know Khao Chai Son is in Patalung. I've been there a few times. So say, you know, in Bangkok and the tourist places, everything will be in English, and the further out you go, the less English. So there's some English here, but not everything. So regardless of what people say and think, it is very useful to be able to read some Thai. Okay, got some away, 420 baht. I think that includes the, yeah, that will include the ferry price as well. So that's quite a reasonable price. Payun. Yala, Ranong, Danog. I've done a video about Danog before, so if you want to get a minivan to there, you come here. And in fact, the vans go from, well, are these vans or buses? I think here it might be selling tickets for the big buses. So you can get one from Danog to Hat Yai, and then that goes on to Phuket. And under normal circumstances, these bays here will be full of vans and big buses. And as you can see, there are a few vans and no buses at all. Sawasdee krab. เป็นคนขับรถตู้ไหมครับ เป็นคนขับรถตู้ไหม
ครับ
ไปไหนครับ
ไปสงขลา
สงขลาช่วงนี้ไปวันละกี่ครั้งครับ ช่วงนี้ไปวันละกี่ครั้ง
วันหนึ่งเหรอ วันหนึ่งก็ประมาณ10 กว่าคันนะครับประมาณ10 คัน
10 คัน
10 คัน
กี่ครั้งครับ กี่ครั้ง
ก็40 นาที 1 คัน
no กี่รอบไปกลับ
ไปกับ
วันละกี่ครั้ง4โอเคเงียบมาก
เงียบ
โอเคขอบคุณครับ Some Thais will understand me immediately, and others like him just have a big problem. I think they sort of see a Farang and immediately they think, well, I can't speak English, the Farang can't speak Thai, so it's a waste of time communicating, so they don't really listen. But if they do listen and they try to understand, they can understand. It's one of the biggest, it's probably the biggest problem with trying to communicate in Thailand. You can get some snacks here for your bus journey, and there's some more ticket booths up here. Betong. Betong's supposed to be a lovely place down in Yala province. It's about 4 hours from Hat Yai, and I really want to go one day when it's convenient. Brang, Ranot, Suratthani. Suratthani is where you go to get the boat to Got Samui. My heart, I crap. Just
looking something.
Just don't tell. Thai roop.
Yes. In Hat Yai, you stay in Hat Yai? Or?
You now crap.
It's now everywhere. It's too quiet.
Yeah, you won't speak English. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, very very quiet.
Yes, very quiet because local by the COVID.
Where are you from?
I'm here.
Pen.
Hi.
Okay. Pen Con Hat Yai,
Yes, long time.
Okay. And you drive a minibus? Minivan?
Motorbike taxi.
Oh, motorcycle รับจ้าง
Yeah, but now too difficult.
So วันละรับกี่บาทครับ
Sometimes 50 baht.
50 baht one day.
A day.
And before COVID?
Same. Before COVID ก็ maybe 300 baht 400 baht
Yeah.
because no people.
So it's a big.
This morning no people to me.
It's 400 to
yes
400 to 50. It's a big drop.
yeah cannot live but
You have a wife? You have a wife?
my wife stay with my son.
So you have children?
Yes. But
Look-
my son can work but now me am by myself.
How old are you?
Me 65 plus
Yeah.
significant now.
Yeah. Difficult for many people.
Yeah, what can they do,
What can you know? Not a lot you can do. Nothing.
Nobody know future.
No. What?
If I know, I keep money.
Yeah.
Now 2 years already. From COVID. Not only Asia, Europe same.
Everywhere.
Yes, all the world.
Everywhere. Every country.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you holiday or just leave or elite here? No.
I live here. You think?
Yeah, it's okay, good. And can leave, have enough money for Spain, for good life.
Yeah.
That's good for the life. Lucky man.
Yeah. Difficult times.
Yeah, lucky.
ช่วง
Lucky more
ชีวิต
than Thai.
ชีวิตลำบากมาก
Yeah. Lucky more than Thai people.
Well บางคนเหมือนกันชาวต่างชาติ
Say, if you stay your country, maybe your money not enough. I know.
But here there's lots of tourism.
No.
No, gone COVID.
So many.
การท่องเที่ยวเยอะ
The last 2 years, so many.
Yeah.
Now
So
it's die everywhere.
Everywhere.
People get
Yeah.
BP on business finish.
well สมุยพัทยาการท่องเที่ยวอย่างเดียว
Waiting.
หัดใหญ่มีอีก
Yeah.
มีการศึกษาโรงพยาบาล
But okay, the government they look take care people. Yeah, me the last week I put the Sinovac.
Oh, Sinovac.
Yeah,
Yep.
Sinovac. And then maybe the next month or the 10th, the second time again.
Okay.
Then
Okay. What's your name?
Bang Yao.
ชื่อจริง Okay.
Just no nickname.
No nickname.
Yes.
Okay.
You know today my last money
20 บาท
cannot eat, cannot put Catherine, cannot nothing. Food not enough,
Okay.
gasoline not enough.
Okay.
I come to you, maybe you looking any transport,
No,
just walking.
just walking around. Okay. Well, good luck.
Yes.
โชคดีครับ
Thank you.
Okay.
พูดรับแบบพูดไล่
Okay. That was yet another sad story from a local. They rely so much on tourism, and now that the tourism industry doesn't exist, they've got no money. So he's just got 20 baht for today. He can't eat. So I gave him 50 baht to go and get some food, and he said he would use the money to fill up his motorbike with petrol, so that he can do some business, maybe earn some money. But very, very difficult for a lot of people. This place used to be an apartment building, but it's now been turned into a hotel. So the profit margins on short stay rooms are much better than long stay rooms. And there's more apartment buildings, and at this end of the bus station is the Rcm Night Bazaar, which I've done a video about before. So that's quite a good place to visit in the evening. And if you walk straight onto the main road and turn left, you'll come to Greenway, which is another good sort of nighttime venue. And going this way, we're going to go up to some of those computer shops that I was talking about earlier. As I said before, Hat Yai has changed beyond recognition in the last 20 years. When I first got here, if you wanted a computer, your first port of call would be the Vitusin Centre. But that now doesn't exist. It has closed for good. And now if you want a computer, probably the best place will be to go inside Central Festival, where there's quite a few computer shops, or just in this area around the bus station. Advice: you can buy off-the-shelf computers, and they will also build you a computer to your own spec, which I had done a few years ago. That's quite a good shop. There's quite a big branch of JIB where you can also buy computers and computer accessories. And down this road there's a few more similar shops like that, and there's also a number of small places that will not so much sell computers but do repairs and upgrades. And there's one little place that I used to get my batteries replaced on my uninterruptible power supply units, UPS. The batteries only last for a few years, and when they go low, if you have a power cut, they don't do what they're supposed to do and the battery needs replacing. So I normally come to this place just here. They do a good job and the prices are quite reasonable. Another branch of Jib here. And Banana IT used to have a place outside, but now I think they've relocated inside Central Festival. And right next door to the Thung Sao bus station area is this huge building, which is Central Festival Hat Yai. It's actually the largest shopping mall in southern Thailand. It really is huge. There's lots inside, and it's also got a huge car park. Central Festival opened in December 2013, and before then everyone wanted to stay around the Lee Gardens Plaza area. That was where all the action was, but now things have completely changed, and Lee Gardens Plaza now is completely dead. A lot of the businesses relocated to here, and all there is really are a few of the old traditional markets such as Gimyong and Santisuk. If you're planning to visit Hat Yai now as a tourist, this area is probably the best area to stay, and there are several reasons for that. It gives you a good blend of old and new. This shopping mall is one of the newest and the most modern in Thailand, and in the Thung Sao area, which we just walked through, you'll get a good idea of what life was like in Thailand several years ago, and that area can be quite interesting. You're near the bus stop, and you're near some good sort of evening venues. The Night Bazaar and Greenway are good places to walk around in the evening. There's lots of accommodation. Over here we've got the Crystal Hotel. Before Central Festival this was quite a quiet place, and it's gone crazy since Festival opened, and they've put on a big new wing at the back, and there are lots of smaller hotels and guest houses in this area, and some are very reasonably priced. There's lots of restaurants, lots of shops, so nowadays it really is a good place to stay in Hat Yai. I've been staying indoors a lot recently. The first reason is because the kids are learning online and need to be supervised, and secondly there's nowhere really to go, everywhere's closed. But when I do go out and see what's going on, it's really quite depressing. I came out today to do this video, and you talk to people and it's just all bad news. And when it does return to normal, if it ever does return to normal, it will never quite be the same, and there are a few reasons for that. Firstly, the people who have invested in businesses over the years must be so broke now, they've lost all their money, they won't be able to do the same thing again. And secondly, people now must be very reluctant about tourism, because even if they think it's back to normal, then suddenly it could revert to this again. In Australia recently, they locked down, was it Melbourne or Sydney, because of 3 cases of COVID, and one woman in her 90s had died. And in New Zealand, 1 case of COVID, and they locked down the whole country. So people now are going to be very, very wary of anything tourism related. There are many things I like about Thailand, but one thing I don't like is the way they deliberately block the sidewalks here. And this sidewalk area doesn't belong to the shops and houses behind. That's the property of the municipality, it's public land. But they put plant pots and they just extend their shops out into that area, so it becomes impossible to walk along. And if you've got young kids in buggies, or if you're disabled and using a wheelchair, it's impossible. You have to go in the road, and Thai roads are very dangerous, and when it's raining and you've got to walk in the rain, it's just no fun at all. And look here, they're just, it's just completely used up by the shops and houses behind. Impossible to walk along. I'm now walking back to where I parked the car and I'm going to go home. But I'll just talk about one more place that used to exist in this area, but sadly closed quite a number of years ago. And when I was quite young, growing up in the UK, my only knowledge of Asia came from travel shows, the sort of thing that used to be done by Alan Wicker and Michael Palin. And back in those days, Asia used to seem really exotic. I remember one of those shows, it might have been Michael Palin in Hong Kong, where he went into a restaurant that served snakes, and the customers chose their snake, and then the snake will be killed and cooked and eaten. And I just never seen anything like that before. And when I first got to Hat Yai, there was actually such a shop in Hat Yai. It was called Snake House, and you went inside and there were cages full of snakes. And I talked to the owner one day. All the snakes came from Nakhon Thailand, and customers would choose a snake, they would then kill it, drain the blood, and the customer would drink the blood with, I think, whiskey and honey. I believe that the customers were mainly Chinese, probably tourists from Malaysia or Singapore, and it's all part of the Chinese medicine and belief system that drinking the blood of snakes will make you strong and virile. I can't remember exactly where the shop was, but it was one of these shops in this row, and I visited it quite a number of times because it just fascinated me. And then I didn't go for a long time, and then one day I went past again and the shop had gone, never to be seen again. It's now 34 years since I first visited Thailand, and since then there's been enormous development in Thailand, but as the country has developed, it's just become more and more westernized. And I have to admit that living here, a lot of that westernisation is very convenient, but I also find it extremely sad that those unique aspects of Asia are just being lost. You know, it's their heritage, it's their culture, and everything's just going. As ever, thank you for watching. Without people watching the videos and subscribing to the channel, this will be a complete waste of time. So I really do appreciate those people who watch and subscribe. And there will be more videos coming soon. And I will also try to get some videos done on the Thai language for those people who have subscribed because they're interested in Thai language. I know I haven't done any of those videos for quite a long time now. Okay, see you again soon.